Coming up in home team weather, kind of mild this afternoon, 75 in Tuscaloosa, 79 down in Rockford, but cold air is set to arrive later on tonight. Your forecast is straight ahead, so stay with us.
Domestic violence knows no boundaries. Stick around for a special message from a local organization and several ways to get help if you need out of a dangerous situation. And there is just 18 days left until voters head to the polls, and there are 11 amendments that will be on the ballot. We'll take a closer look at what you'll be voting on November 6th. We're glad you're with us this evening. I'm Terry Brewer. Lynn Brooks has the night off. Election Day is less than 3 weeks away, and there are some big topics on the ballot, but just how easy are those to understand? WVUA's Daniel Sparkman joins us with more on that. Hi there, Daniel.
Hey, Terry. Yeah, that's right. There are some very complex issues on the ballot this year, and in fact, the ballot is just as complex. Today, we sat down with a political scientist to try to decipher the amendments on the ballot. There are 11 in all, ranging from items in certain counties to health care and even legislative pay. But the descriptions on the ballot are confusing for anyone, even political scientists. Dr. Richard Fording, chair of the UA Political Science Department, says Alabama should do a better job of making the wording understandable.
I think we could do a better job of making these easier for voters to understand, for sure. And some states do a better job of doing that. I mean, part of the reason is that you know, government is complex, and you know, these issues are complex.
Now, I sat down with Fording and we talked about the specific amendments, and tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll talk about that, Terry.
All right, thank you, Daniel. An investigation into hazing has led the University of Alabama to end all interfraternity pledgeship activities. The university released a statement this afternoon saying, in part, based on calls that have come into the hazing hotline in the last week, the university has investigated several IFC fraternities who are accused of hazing incidents. The statement also says the University of Alabama takes allegations and incidents of hazing very seriously, and they will not tolerate hazing on or off campus. Greek Affairs, Judicial Affairs, and the University of Alabama Police Department will conduct a thorough and comprehensive review of all IFC fraternities on campus. We'll have more on this tonight on WVUA News at 6 and 10. A car crash early this morning killed 2 people in Tuscaloosa County. According to state troopers, it happened just before 6 this morning at the 68-mile marker on I-2059. Sergeant Steve Jarrett says 3 cars were involved in the crash. 84-year-old Ellis Andrews and 83-year-old Lorraine Andrews from Mississippi were killed. Authorities say neither of them was wearing a seatbelt. 4 other people were taken to DCH Regional Medical Center with injuries. The wreck is still under investigation. On your education watch, students were rocking out today at Rock Quarry Elementary School. They got an inside look at how the human body works. It was all part of Rock Fest, and this year's theme was the human body. There were obstacle courses like the digestive system, and the kids got to go through the body of a pretend mouse. One student told us it was fun getting to pretend to be food. School leaders say the University of Alabama students helped with this year's project. WVUA is covering Northport, where the arts are taking center stage. The 41st annual Kentuck Festival of the Arts kicks off Saturday. There will be national and internationally acclaimed folk artists, also free hands-on art making for the kids. You can also expect live music, live demonstrations, food, and much more. This is an annual event in West Alabama. Organizers shared some of the new things you can expect for this year in Northport.
We have 50 new artists. They're all bringing new work. So, you know, we'll have a lot of the old favorites, and you can find them in the same places they were last year. But we'll have everything, new sculpture, new jewelry, new fiber. We've got somebody new in pretty much every medium.
Tickets are $10 per person per day, and all the fun starts at 9 Saturday morning and runs until 5 p.m. For more information, go to WVUATV.com and click numbers and links. In New York, a joint FBI New York Police Department operation has helped foil an attempted attack on the Federal Reserve Bank in Manhattan. Agents arrested the suspect, Qazi Mohammed Rezwanul Hassan Nafis, during a sting Wednesday morning. Authorities took the 21-year-old into custody after they say Nafis tried to use a cell phone to detonate what he thought was a 1,000-pound bomb hidden inside a van. Officials say the explosives were made inert by the feds. Police say the arrest shows New York and the country remain a large target more than 11 years after 9/11.
We're still very much a coveted target by terrorists. We said New York is the top of the terrorist target list in this country, and I think this just reaffirms that. I think it shows, again, that law enforcement is vigilant. Certainly we understand that the public can become complacent. We've had no successful attack here in 11 years, but law enforcement can't be.
Nafis is being held without bail. He faces charges of attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. Southeast Missouri State University says Nafis was a student there majoring in cybersecurity from January to May of this year. Police say they flagged the suspect on the internet 3 months ago. In Arkansas, the National Weather Service plans to survey damage from Wednesday night storms. The town of Clarendon was the hardest hit area. Heavy wind toppled trees and totaled a popular store. Brittany Johnson spoke to community members who are coming together to clean up.
Notice my car seat was out there.
This store, Denise Davenport's been building up and expanding for 16 years. A storm ripped apart in seconds.
This is my life.
DVDs, snacks, and other items from Mr. D's video and bait shop blown from the shelves now share the floor with street signs catapulted indoors. If Davenport hadn't been warned, she worries she could be among the debris.
My friends start calling me, telling me that tornado is like 30 minutes out.
People say the first thing they noticed was the wind.
And of course, electricity went out, and I said, well, I know something's happened. Came back outside, and there was a big gust of wind.
It just poured down rain, and then everything got quiet. And then shortly after, my cell phone, because the lights went out.
By the time the storm ended, trees were down, lining city streets, the power was out, and so were the helping hands.
Boxes, bags, smiles and loves and hugs and telling everybody everything's going to be okay.
Community members scrambled to help Davenport salvage what she could.
But Clarendon's got a big heart. Might be small, but got a big heart.
And what she couldn't?
I'm not concerned about that because all that's material.
She says it doesn't matter, as long as she and her neighbors have one another to help rebuild.
Mississippi was also affected by the storm, and in Tennessee, some residents were forced from their homes in a mobile home park after trees were knocked down.
Coming up next, home team weather.